Hey guys, Tom here. I wanted to make a quick video on how to use our scanner website. We get asked a lot of the same questions, and I think for me most of it's self-explanatory, but that's because I'm the one who is working on the code. So I thought it might be helpful just to go over a couple things and explain how I use the scanner website, and hopefully that will help you. So let's take a look here. First thing I want to discuss is this navigation bar. It's actually a filter bar at the top. So this is where you choose things like time frame, pattern, tags, direction, etc., etc. So time frame should be pretty self-explanatory. You can choose time frame from this drop down. Oops. You can use this drop down and filter. Click filter. Or you can just click these time frames. So whatever is more convenient. I think using these buttons works better for me. But if you're a stratter, you know what a pattern is. There's a strat combo sheet floating around. You can get a copy of it in our free Discord. Sarah has a copy on her Twitter. But it shows you the strat setups that we're keeping an eye on. Tags are candle types or candle situations. So like a 2 down green hammer and a 2 up red shooter are good reversal candles to look for. Hammers and shooters in general, you can search for hammer or shooter. A 2 down green and a 2 up red are also typically reversal candles. Direction is bull or bear. So for market bias, RR min is risk return minimum. This is a number that's set based on a stop of 50% of the previous candle. So it's mostly there to filter out, to try and cut back on the number of setups that are being displayed. I think now that I've added ATR and ATR percentage to filters, I may explore using those a little bit more because, for example, this week NVIDIA was not listed in our weekly setups because the RR was 0.8, and that was a trade that worked out very well. So, maybe you want to play around with the RR number a little bit. It's up to you. I typically keep it at 1, but I'll probably bump it down to maybe like 0.5 and see what the results look like. Enforce is whether the setup is enforced or not. So if we filter, the 12 hour here, we can see that all of these setups are enforced. You've got a 2 down, 2 up reversal enforce. All of these are 2 down, 2 ups. So that will tell you what's enforced. That's helpful if the day the market opens, like the day just opened in crypto a couple hours ago. So the first thing I did was just pull up daily chart and look to see what was enforced, and then just took a look at this, and you can see that this setup is halfway to target 1, but you do have mother bar issues. But that's how I use enforce. I like to, I'll check and see what's triggered on the flips. So hit magnitude will tell you whether a setup's hit magnitude or not. I will typically filter out things that have already hit magnitude because there's no point in trading them. The setup is done. ATR and ATR percent, I just added these 2 fields today. ATR is average true range. That's calculated daily. I am going to read something from ChatGPT. Using average true range expressed as a percentage rather than in absolute dollar terms can be particularly useful in the context of assets with very low unit prices, like certain cryptocurrencies priced under a penny. This approach standardizes the volatility measure across different assets, regardless of their price levels, allowing for a more meaningful comparison and analysis. So just because a symbol only moves, let's say 0.00, a hundredth of a penny, that may be significant as far as how it relates to its actual price. So I hope that makes sense. If not, you can Google it, get some more information. Next up here we have P3, which is a potential outside bar. Those are calculated using Sarah's SSS 50% rule. So if we break one side of the range of the previous candle and then start retracing back through the candle and reach the 50% mark, you want to start looking for a potential outside bar. Next, gappers. Everyone knows what gappers are. If the stock is gapping, those are tracked from 4 a.m. until the market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Negated is really just for me to determine, so we're negating specific setups with certain conditions. So there's a magnitude threshold that has to be met in order for us to really kind of care about those trade setups. This is really, I just added this column to help me determine what the bot is doing, what it's filtering out, and to make sure that it's not filtering out ideal setups. So the whole goal is to try and identify the highest probability trade setups and filter out the lower probability setups. And there are some very basic rules in place currently that kind of cut back on some of the noise. TFC is time frame continuity. That is the trend. Okay, do you have daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly buyers or sellers? Is everything moving in the same direction? That's something we want to know about. Next, we have these C1, C2, and CC columns. So you'll see on this ticker, we have a 2 down, 1, and the current candle. CC is current candle. This is the first candle of the setup. This is the second candle of the setup. And then this is the current candle. So if we click on this, we will, let me turn off drawing tools. And we open this, we will see that we have a 2 down, a 1, and a 1, which is what we have right here. A 2 down, a 1, and a 1. DIR is direction, whether it is a bearish trade setup or a bullish setup. Price is the current price. Trigger is the trigger on the setup. T1 is target 1. T2 is target 2. I've made some recent changes relating to targeting and what targets are selected. So I'm still working on improving targeting a bit, but it, for the most part, follows the strat combo sheet as far as what the targets are that we're looking for. Enforce is whether the setup is enforced or not. Did it trigger? Or did it trigger and is it still triggered? Or hit mag is whether it hit magnitude. Negated is whether the setup's been negated. RR is risk return, again based on a 50% stop of the previous candle. PMG is a pivot machine gun. So if we look here, this is 5 consecutive candles. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So if, let's say, this inside bar broke bull, you have the potential to take out some of these targets. All right. So something to know about. Tags, there are none here currently on this scan. Let's see if I can find some. All right, so hammers, dojis I just recently added, and we're also tracking shooters. Let's see if I can find one. So shooter. So we've got shooters, hammers, and dojis identified. We may add some other candle types if they're helpful, but primarily hammers and shooters are where it's at. Vol is volume, ATR expressed as dollars, ATR percentage, the ATR expressed as a percentage, and then the setup expiration. All right, guys, I think that covers it for the most part. If you have any questions, jump in our free Discord. It's stratalerts.com/Discord. The URL is up here. Also for the scanner, it's app.stratalerts.com. Like I said, if you have any questions, hop in our Discord, You can ask me any questions that you have. You can make suggestions, give us feedback. We're really trying to build a tool for traders to make life easier, really to find and identify high probability setups in advance so that you can be successful and consistently profitable. I guess that's it. Have a good one.